Hello, Randi Rain here, and check it out. I got the purple Robie robotic banker. This deserves a full breakdown, so this is
Randi Robot Garage.
So here's a fun fact. This is the second time I've done this. I've already gone through this whole thing and fixed this little guy, but come to find out, I didn't have the microphone plugged in all the way, and so it sounds like this through all the video. So if I have to do it all over again, I'm going to break every single thing down and show you every little bit. So let me get started. Okay, so here's how it works. You have a switch here, which is demo on or off. So if you turn it to demo on, so it will turn on and stay on the whole time. Notice when you turn it off, it doesn't immediately turn off. It has to go through its entire cycle and it will turn itself off. One more time. So there's a switch inside the mechanism that will turn it on and keep it on and then turn it off. There's also another switch down here for the arm. And when you put a coin here and push the arm down, you're turning on the motor and it's going to move past the kill spot. And then once it moves past that, you can let up on the arm and it will continue to go. But if you just barely push this down just for half a second, it won't be long enough to get past the kill spot so that it won't stay going. So you have to hold this down just a little bit. There are two screws here on the bottom, but all that does is take these feet off. And you will need to take the feet off, but don't bother yet. On this one, you actually start up here, and you want to take a flat screwdriver, push in, and just kind of work it up. Then you can pry this part up, just like so. And here are the screws you got to start taking out. It's always creepy when a robot has like lifelike eyes, but I don't know, this one's not too bad. But this little metal piece right here could be bent on yours. This is a protection. That's what is being pushed up on to make him chomp. If it was being pushed up on and some kid slammed his head down, this could be bent. If that's the case, you can always just take it off like this, kind of bend it back, and then put this back. And that's to keep the insides from breaking. So it's gonna bend this before it breaks anything. And you can see the eyes move like this. A spring over here to hold it down, and there's going to be a little arm down there that's pushing this up. But this all comes apart, and you will need to take this off, more than likely. Don't lose that little spring. And now you take off this washer screw, or whatever it's called, and you take this pin out. And that piece comes off. I like how the little teeth are just a little separate piece. Now you can see the three little things that are lifting right here. Tongue's going to want to come with it because the tongue can come out. And it's riding on this thing right here. As this thing spins around, this is what's making the tongue. And it has to fit in there like that. So now you can take these feet off. You can take them off earlier, but might as well protect these wires while you're working on it as much as you can, because now this will pop off. Just like that. So yeah, there's literally tape holding the front part together, and then this is just is just getting wedged in down here. The mechanics is just stuck into the arm, so that comes off. And inside, this is the separation from the mechanics and for the money in the bank. And then this piece right here is what the arm is connecting to, so this will come off. So you can see when you push the arm down, you're pushing this right here, and it's getting connected to this part of the battery terminal. So if you're having issues, this could be oxidized here, or I'll bend it out a little bit. So, okay, now there's 3 screws holding the gearbox on. Yep, and there's this piece. This is what rocks it back and forth. You can see this little spring action. So if some kid's messing with it and it's trying to push down, there'll be a little flex in it so it doesn't break. This is the noise maker right here. So apparently the first time I did this video, the negative was all corroded here. And I soldered it back together. Interesting. I don't remember doing that, but I guess that's what I did. Instead of making another one, I just soldered it back. Well, seems to work. I am going to take this off right here, only because I'm going to be moving this around a lot, and I don't want to break that wire. I have to resolder it. So now here's the gearbox, and to get inside, 3 screws. 4 screws. So you can see the switch here. Right now it's in the off position. When you turn the motor on, this is going to start spinning, and it's going to push it to here, and that will keep it going. And then when it comes back around, it will kill it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these off. There's these little arms here that are going to fall off, and you can see how they go. This one is here, and there's these little notches that's going to push this up and down. This one goes on top of it here, like that. And then this one gets pushed with this notch here. So you can take these off. And then this will come off here. On the other side of this thing, you have a notch right here. So as it comes around, this notch lifts up right here, which is the arm. The other thing it's doing is it has some gears right here. That's turning this thing here, which is the tongue. Once again, there's a little protection piece in there. So as it spins, it's going to hit that, and it's going to want to turn it. But if something stops it and forces it, it's just going to go past it. And it sets right here, and it gets turned every time this part comes around. And then you have a little ramp right here. That pushes on this. You can see it engages a gear, which is the rocking back and forth. And then you have this gear right here. That's connecting here, and that's what's turning the whole thing. So the motor is going to be geared down all the way down to here. And now you get into this thing by these clips. There's a clip here. It might be this whole thing here. That pops out, and this pops out right there. So that's clipped in. I don't know why I can't get that out, but come on. Alright, so if the whole thing explodes on you, don't worry about it. I'll show you exactly how to get this back together. And really the only gear that goes is this gear right here. This little worm drive. And I'm pretty sure I replaced this last time. Motor gets put in like this. This gear here, you can see that there's some angled teeth and some straight teeth. Well, the angled teeth go towards the worm drive gear. At this point, you can go ahead and put this thing in. It goes just like this. It's going to be sliding between these two pegs. It's going to be controlled by this one. This is the one that controls the rocking back and forth and lifting this here. So this goes down here. This one can go ahead and be put in. It goes just like this. So the motor is turning here, which turns this one, which turns this one. There's going to be the metal rod that goes in here. A little spring that goes here. And then this fits over. But you like that. And now this can go there. That goes in. This one is what's turning the main programming gear. That's what's riding and turning that. There is a little spring that's going to go right here to keep that pushed down. And that's how it works. Motor turns this, this turns this, and this is turning here, which is turning here. This is turning this. That gear down here pushes this one up. This one does all those other things. It also has that ramp in it, which pushes this down here, which you can see it never disengages from here. It rides along, never disengages from here. What it does is engage down here. So when that gets pushed, this one down here starts turning. And that's pretty much it here on the inside. And then this gets snapped back, just like that. And this is the switch. So when this goes here, that, we can turn it on. So I can put this arm thing back that I finally got out. Okay, let's put this back. And let's see the arm in action. Gotta make sure that's in there for the tongue. Then this can get put back. And this one, then this one. So let's go through what's going to happen. It's going to first lift the arm. It's going to start spinning this, which makes it rock. It also pushes up on this one, so it makes it look like it's chewing. And then it's going to stop that. It's going to lift up on this one to keep the mouth open as it does the tongue. And then this one comes up to keep the eyes closed, and it stops. So here it goes. Let's get it started. You want to put this back, like so, and then this can go back together. These things need to be coming through the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Of course, you probably didn't have to take this off. I just took it off to show. At some point you do have to put this piece in. You don't really have to do it right now, but that's got to go in as the button, because this has to go in. And so now you got to put this back on. And this gets in here. There's little holders for that. And you have to get this in like that. So get this left side in. Like that. You gotta get those wires in that little slot. There you go. Get that on like that. This has to be engaged here. Now you can put this in, because this kind of hinges. And then hold me up here. There we go. There. And that snaps in. Got to get this thing in the little slots here. This should be engaged. There you go. You might want to move this up, because it might fall out of engage. So if you push this up, it'll work. So now, there, that's good. This has to go into that slot. Like that. You can go ahead and put the feet back now. Now this goes on, and you put this pin back in like that. This can be put on. That's just to keep it from being able to come up. And then the eyes go in there like this. And right here it's being pushed up on this one. And so it's doing that. But you got to remember there's this little tiny spring on there. You can then hook this piece, yeah, like that. It's a pain in the butt, little spring, but it's not impossible. Now you got to make sure this goes here, because again, it's being pushed up right now. So when you put this in, you want to make sure it's going to do that. So it's going to need to be back like that. Then you can come in. There you go. You can see how this went up, and you can see how the eyes are down. And then this goes in front. Push in these sides and the back, and you're back together. So there it is, a complete explanation and a breakdown of every single part in the Robie robotic banker. You ready to see it in action? All you got to do is just barely push the arm now. Here we go. So if you like this video, I sure would appreciate a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, of course, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank these people. These people are the patrons. These are the people you should be thanking if you're trying to fix one of these and this video helped you out, because these are the people who brought it to you. And I thank them oh so very much. And if you'd like to become a patron, of course, there's some perks and whatnot. Go check out the link below. Anyway, thanks for watching the Robie Robotic Banker, the purple version, complete breakdown. That was
Randi Robot Garage.